Are you thinking of where to move in Mississauga? Today, we are going to go over the best neighborhoods to consider if you are making a move in Mississauga. The first neighborhood we're going to cover is one of my favorites. I've never lived here personally, but Port Credit is always a spot that I want to go grab some dinner, go for a walk by the water. So Port Credit would be my number one neighborhood that we're going to discuss today. Not only is Port Credit very diverse, you're going to get a lot of young families, you're going to get a lot of retirees, you're going to get a lot of people who would love to spend time in a recreational area like Port Credit, where you have water close by, you've got a port for boats if you do any boating, you've got rec centers, libraries, everything kind of situated in a perfect spot right there in Port Credit. If you're going there and you're buying a piece of real estate, Port Credit is just one of those areas where if you buy it there, you know your value is always going to be solid. It's not like some of these smaller up and coming neighborhoods that you might have questions about the value of your property in 3, 5, 10 years. Port Credit is a fantastic place to buy real estate and to find yourself living if you're picking your neighborhood in Mississauga. Now, some of my favorite things in Port Credit are Snug Harbor, the Crooked Q. You've got the library right there, which has tons of arts, crafts, and things for the kids to do. And it's just a great spot. If you're young and you want to go on a date, this is a great spot to go for a walk. If you are a family, you have your kids, you want to go for a walk along the water, there are parks, there are restaurants, there's ice cream shops. Everything is there right at your doorstep if Port Credit is somewhere that you decide to consider for a neighborhood for you. It's also the location of some really great schools. Riverside Public School and Port Credit Secondary School are great schools in this district. They are known to be very community focused. So if you have kids who are getting into school age or they already are, you'll be very happy to know that these are two great schools that might work for your family. Now, if we want to cover transportation in Port Credit, it's very diverse. You're going to have the ability to hop on a GO train not too far off. You're very, very close if you want to drive into Toronto itself. You're kind of on that border. You're close to Etobicoke, but you're in the southern end of Mississauga, so you have access. If you want to go out Oakville, Burlington, Hamilton area, you can just hop on the QEW 403 right there and head out to the west end. If you want to go to the east end, same thing. Highway is right there. Hop on, head east, or use one of these ulterior options. Second area I want to cover is the Square One area. You've got the Living Arts Center there. You've got Celebration Square, where you do have a lot of events yearly. You've got food truck festivals, you've got your celebrations for all the big things like your New Year's, your Christmas bash. They even sometimes do Christmas markets there. And obviously having Square One right there centrally, you've got your shopping, you've got your food, you've got your grocery. You even have the new LRT that is coming down Highway 10 now being built. You might be stuck in a lot of that construction right now as you're heading to and from Brampton to Mississauga possibly. So once that is fully developed, you're going to get another mode of transportation to get you down Highway 10. You're also steps away from the highway at the Square One area, so if you want to head out east or west, it's an option just like Port Credit was. When we're talking housing in the Square One area, it's actually a very good spot for housing because not only do you have such a densely populated area for condos, you do have lots of townhouses, lots of semi-detached in that area, and obviously the detached properties. It's diverse in the sense that it's an established area. You don't have only new builds, you've got older homes that are bungalow style, you've got condos that are brand new, so it offers something for everybody. And because the Square One area is so densely populated, especially in condominiums, it gives you an ability to get a condo at a lower price because they're so saturated in one specific spot. So maybe consider that. If you're looking in Mississauga, Square One itself might make a lot of sense because you'll get a better deal there because of the heavy saturation of condos. Now, two of the schools to note there are Fairview Secondary, and then you've got St. Joseph Secondary School as well. So if you have kids, you're looking in that Square One area, those are two schools you might want to check into and see if they offer what your children need. Now, the third area I'm going to talk about may or may not be your favorite, but the Erin Mills area. You've got malls, lots of housing options for new development in this area. You are very close to the highway, which is always going to be a common theme when you're going over some of the popular neighborhoods. Highway access and a means to get around are very, very important. And not only that, you have access to places like the Aquitaine Trail. You've got Erin Mills Town Center, like I mentioned, where you can do your shopping, get your groceries. You've got your big box stores all situated in that location between Winston Churchill and Erin Mills. You've got all the rec centers, and you have a hospital right close by in Erin Mills area. Now, one of my favorite things to do is go to the Meadowvale Conservation Area, go for a stroll, go for a walk. So I do love the green space personally. Erin Mills area is no shortage of that. Now, the final area I'm going to cover is the Meadowvale area. Meadowvale area, once again, you're between 401 and 403, so you're going to have great highway access commuting back and forth. You have a lot of access to the same things that you had in the Erin Mills area. So you've got the Aquitaine Trail, Meadowvale Conservation Area. You have a lot of these staples in your rec centers. You have older developed areas that are very community focused. In Meadowvale, you will specifically find a lot of families, because a lot of it is older developed housing, not as many new developments as the Square One area, for example. You're going to tend to get a bigger sense of community, just from my experience. It's not to say that there isn't new developments and there's not going to be, some rough patches in any of these areas I've covered today, but it's an area that me personally, I have liked, whether I have clients in the area, I'm spending time there with my family. Now, if you're in this area with kids, Meadowvale Secondary School, and we've got St. Elizabeth Secondary School as well. These are two schools you might want to check into, see if they offer what it is your family desires for your next school for your kids, if you are making a move in particular. These are 4 areas that I really do like in the Mississauga area. Obviously, this is my personal opinion. There's no cut and dry, this is better than this area. If you have a particular area in Mississauga that you really personally enjoy and you spend a lot of time with your family in that area, please let me know. As you can tell, my favorite is definitely Port Credit. It offers the diversity of great real estate options, close to the water, activities and things that you can do, and then obviously transportation. You don't get much better than 30-minute drive into the city or 30-minute drive to the West End. So Port Credit would definitely be my number one if I'm to choose. Now, if you have any other questions for me, or if you have a suggestion of what you want to see in the next video, please put it in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video.